Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today, it's Saturday morning React-TOONS. And what is our offering today? Our offering is Robotech, Season 1, Episode 3, Spacefold. I cannot wait to get into this, my friends, because as we know, Saturday morning React-TOONS are my excuse to revisit all of my favorite cartoons from the 1980s. But there's nothing to it but to do it, my friends. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy-ding-ding that bell for notifications, and you too will be alerted anytime we go live here on YouTube with any of our science fiction or Star Trek related content, and of course, for Saturday morning React-TOONS. But my friends, all that is then, and this is now, and now it is time for Robotech, Season 1, Episode 3, Spacefold. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Fanfare, Robotech. I love these intro graphics. They're so good. The animation's so good. To be fair, like we talked about before, the animation in the whole show is great because of the number of moving parts per frame or per cell. Blew my mind last episode when we found out the we found out the Zentradi were like huge.
An amateur flyer caught up in the planet-wide war has become an unwilling Veritech fighter pilot.
Unwilling?
His old friend Lieutenant Commander Roy Foker has reason to believe that young Rick may be in trouble.
So Big Brother's probably a term of endearment, right? We had that discussion.
Skull Leader to control. Lisa, I'm going back to pick up something I left down on the island.
It's Rick.
That pilot's an imposter. I've gone through the entire registry and I find no record of such a person.
Lisa, you seem to have a lot of time on your hands during a firefight.
What? A civilian? But I thought, huh?
Civilian? Who is he?
Hey everybody, this is the least of our concerns right now. Oh, I like the different heads. The different, like, head design on the Veritechs. I like that skating stuff they do. And like the what's that called? Guardian mode? Man, that's crazy that they were that big.
Thank heaven she's alive. Uh-oh.
The intense smell of feces after she literally fell a couple thousand feet.
Hope this thing will still fly.
She just took, oh, he's got a hold of him. Ooh. Is he dead? Or is that like a mortis grip?
Mom, why are you trembling like that? Huh? What are you looking at out there? What's there?
No, you mustn't look out there.
Why? What is it? What's wrong?
Well, like, I mean, Christ, Rick.
I hate to interrupt you two, but you can't sit around here forever. Come on, let's go. Huh? That big palooka seems to have formed a permanent attachment to you guys.
Let me just shoot his hand off real quick. We're really going to leave the whole thing there? Oh, Roy, you are super outnumbered, buddy. Can he go full jet with the other cockpit under there, I wonder? Oh, that's that move. That's that move that those bastards do where they get up right on the cockpit, use that cannon to shoot into the canopy. Nice shooting, Roy. Oh, the SDF-1 finally breaking orbit.
This is SDF-1, shifting to horizontal propulsion.
I had a model of the SDF-1. It was small. It was like about this big.
Return to carrier base.
This is Sepia-3. Roger, Control. Returning to carrier bay.
Oh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. It reminds me of Battlestar Galactica.
Vanessa, show me the positions of Armor 1 and Armor 10 on the monitor screen.
Yes, sir. They're both approaching rendezvous point now.
Vanessa. I don't think we've...
making contact with them in about half.
Okay, she's the one with the glasses. Do we have her before? We have Sammy, Lisa, Claudia, Vanessa.
What?
After launching such a massive attack from orbit, why isn't the enemy continuing their attack? It just doesn't make sense, does it?
That's bothering me, too.
I mean, they've lost a lot. And they lost 2 capital ships. They lost, well, whatever those ships were.
They have the advantage, but they don't attack. They must have a reason.
They want the ship, buddy. I mean, we were led to believe it's a retrieval operation or a rescue operation.
But I still want to go back to the island. It's my home.
I promise, as soon as the war's over, I'll take you back there personally.
As soon as the war's over.
So that's our civilian pilot. I wondered why he didn't know how to fly his plane.
Who's that old sourpuss, Roy?
Old sourpuss?
That's what you get.
Operator Lisa Hayes.
Lisa Hayes.
Now listen, Commander Fokker, you'd better have a good explanation for turning a Veritech fighter over to an amateur civilian pilot.
Oh, Gloval's not very upset about it.
This whole thing's her fault.
I think I'd apologize to her if I were you, Rick. Women her age can get awful mean, you know.
Well, how old's Lisa supposed to be?
Bring your plane into Bay 504.
Bay 504. That's a pretty lofty number. How many bays do you have? These drop pod things, these amphibious drop pods are pretty cool.
It appears only half of them came back.
Where's the battle fortress now?
50% casualties? Jeez, oh Pete's.
Once they're out of gravity, they can execute a hyperspace fall, taking them beyond the range of our guns.
You have a point there, Exodor.
Exodor.
Prepare a laser bombardment.
Ready all guns. Massive laser bombardment. Repeat, all gunnery crews, radio lasers for total bombardment of...
I'm trying to keep all these characters straight because I want to be able to, like, if they've got arcs or they got themes, I want to be able to identify them. I know it's a cartoon, but going above and beyond just the simple cartoon kind of structure.
I got a little surprise for you, Rick. Wait till you see it.
The surprise is I don't know how to drive ground vehicles.
Oh, golly, Roy.
I've seen that plane before. It was in the air show this morning,
Attention
wasn't
all
it?
hands. We are approaching rendezvous with armor 1 and 10.
Yeah, armor 1 and 10. There was more armors before they got absolutely shredded by the Zentradi.
You can't imagine how enormous this ship is, so stay put.
Roy, I bet you Min-May can since she grew up in its shadow. Yeah, those armor craft got destroyed in the last one.
The enemy ships are docking, sir.
All right, tell your gunners to fire their beams between the ships. I don't care how many of the smaller ones are destroyed, but the large one must not be damaged.
I am not wholly convinced of the villainy of the Zentradi yet, because they are here for, I'm not sure if it's a retrieval or a rescue operation for that ship that, again, spacefold and space-time seems to be very different for both parties. Very short for the Zentradi, 10 years for the humans. Wow. Oh my God. Well, there goes 10. Dear God. Very cool effect.
Well, their orbit is 10,000 miles from here. Reporting, Miranda, Circe, and Armor 3 were destroyed.
They're tearing our fleet to shreds.
They...
Claudia, steer for a landing on Macross Island. At 2,000 feet altitude, activate the fold system for a position jump.
Are you sure you want to do that, Captain? The fold system hasn't even been tested yet.
I realize how risky it is, Claudia, but if we stay in this position, we'll be totally defenseless.
Okay, so a space fold's like a warp or like a teleportation?
Attention all hands. Priority. Fold system standby. Readying maximum green energy at all power stations.
You've got to remove the SDF-1 and they might depart. If they think the SDF-1 is gone, then you might be able to save some of these craft that are just getting destroyed. Meanwhile, Macross is absolutely shredded.
Nothing's going to happen to anyone as smart as Min-May, isn't that right?
Yeah.
He didn't seem real convinced. Yeah. What's the kid's name? Jason, I think.
I'm gonna take you back to the island like I promised. You still want to go, don't you?
Dude, are you crazy?
It's so small. Will it hold 2 people?
If they're very friendly, it will. Here, put this on.
Oh.
That's a weird comment, Rick. Guess you're lucky you're not in space anymore, or that would have sucked. Well, you just had an exterior door open. You're going to have an illegal launch. I'm sure that the bridge is going to be super happy about this.
There's nothing to be afraid of, Min-May. I'm an expert pilot.
Hey, you're not bad.
We will interfold in 10 seconds.
I don't understand why they had to go back into Atmo, unless it's like a ruse, trying to show that they're landing.
Execute hyperspace fold jump.
Hyperspace fold jump. You have just destroyed the island. Oh my god, it's taken everything. Holy shit. Talk about untested technology. It didn't just take the SDF-1, it took like miles around it. That's crazy. Where are they going? That's the thing. If this was this fucked up from the beginning, where are they actually going?
A fold! I don't believe it!
Impossible in that altitude.
It may be impossible, but they did it.
What will we do now, Commander?
Impossible with that altitude. They know that's not right. Oh my god, they're in space. Oh my god. That's crazy.
Switching to backup generator, sir.
Radar shows an extremely large object just beneath us, sir.
Our jump target was the moon. That's what your large object did.
It is...
Retro rockets, Claudia. Maximum thrust.
It's no go. I'm getting no response whatever from the computer.
Emergency.
Oh my god, this is an absolute cluster F. They're going right into it. I mean, this refuge place, does it have atmosphere? Air?
Look how beautiful it is. Whoa.
Min-May...
Getting no response at all from the fan jet.
It's because, well, yeah, it's frozen, and two, no air. Rick, you're about one canopy crack away from both being dead.
Comfy?
Uh-huh.
Can he even see?
Something funny's been going on around here.
What makes you say that, Rick?
It is. Looks like they're still fighting down there.
Oh my god, they brought the Zentradi with them? Wherever they are. They could literally be in another galaxy. Wow. I'll give it to you, Rick. I mean, I guess. Oh, secondary hull plating. Where the hell are you? Maybe get out from underneath that? Woo!
We just shot down.
Boy, the SDF-1 looks absolutely wrecked.
Refugees from the shelters are being brought on board now, sir, and the medics report they're in good shape.
Thank you, Kim.
Amazing.
But I haven't been able to raise them.
Are you sure there's no system malfunction?
Negative.
Where are you?
Give me the reading on our position.
The planet Pluto's orbit according to the computer plot.
The planet Pluto?
Oh, they're all the way at the edge of the system. The planet Pluto. Damn it. Never forget.
Yes. What? It can't be. Impossible. I'll be right there.
They're out of chicken nuggets. I won't stand for this.
Chief Engineer Lang tells me the fold system has vanished into thin air.
What?
Sir, did you say vanished?
That's what he told me.
This shit, I mean, the gravity pod's breaking free, the spacefold engine gone, untested. A dramatic understatement.
Well now, gonna be a long trip.
Oh, Global, I appreciate your commitment to smoking. I would have enjoyed that as well after that. All right, my friends. Well, we just got done watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 3, Spacefold, and it was interesting to say the least. Now, my friends, the only thing that we have left to do is to talk about it. All right, friends, there's not much to really talk about in these episodes, but we just got done watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 3, Spacefold. A couple of things that we need to note. Again, we got a couple more characters. Vanessa is the bridge crew with the glasses. So we know Vanessa. We know who are our other people: Vanessa, Claudia, Lisa the old maid. We got Lisa's last name is Hayes too, Lisa Hayes, and Sammy. Sammy was the other bridge crew. She kind of sits in the back behind Lisa's station. We didn't get any more Veritech fighters. We got a little bit of Roy here as he came to save the day with Rick, and then more of a development between Rick and Min-May as far as just like, flirtation and survival. I think the number one thing, these episodes are so short, the number one thing that we got to take away from all of this, at least I did, is that with this technology, this robo technology, here's my opinion. 10 years was not long enough. They have dangerously little idea of what this stuff can do. We saw the gravity pods in the earlier episodes that broke free of the housings of the SDF-1 and floated off on their own. That was the alien technology, did not work. They had to use their conventional thrusters to get into space. I didn't understand the return to Macross Island's airspace to do the spacefold other than subterfuge. I don't know if it was just kind of implied that they were trying to get away from the fleet to kind of draw fire or remove themselves from the situation. I'm not really sure. And again, it's a cartoon, so I don't need all of these, things kind of answered for me. But I do, the space fold in and of itself, the title element of this episode, the space fold was incredibly interesting because we had several things happen, not least of which was the actual teleportation transference of the ocean, Macross Island, Zentradi, that were invading all the civilians that were down there. I think we had 2 like naval craft that were taken as well. At least 2 I saw, like an aircraft carrier and a battleship or something. So there was like a ton of things that, just got scooped up like an ice cream scooper that went down with the space fold and taken to the orbit of Pluto. I mean, for God's sakes. And then the follow-up that we learned whenever Global picked up the phone was the space fold engine, the warp reactor of the space fold, gone. So again, this technology, they were not ready. I mean, all this pomp and circumstance and all this fanfare that they had for like the big launch, and then it just so happens Zentradi show up at the same time. They were nowhere near ready to test any of this stuff. I mean, this is crazy how, reckless this whole thing was. Nothing seems to work so far. At least it works, but not to the same understanding of how they believed it would work. That space fold was supposed to take them to the I guess the dark side of the moon. Took them to Pluto. I mean, they're lucky they didn't. I mean, I'd like to know what the space fold's range is. Is it like limitless? Can you go anywhere that you've got a coordinate for? 2, luckily space is pretty empty. Otherwise, as wrong as they were with this Pluto jump, they could have ended up in the middle of Pluto or an asteroid or something. Craziness. So, there's a lot of kinks to work out of the old SDF-1 here, especially before they, fight the Zentradi again. I mean, they've got ground forces that came in with Macross, but certainly none of the capital ships. I'm wondering if the capital ships are going to be able to detect where they went. If they can't, or if it takes them a while, that might buy the people on the SDF-1 enough time to maybe, I don't want to say get their shit together, but maybe get their shit together enough where they can actually put up a bit of a fight. Because that first shot that went off that took off 2 of their craft, that was the booby trap. That was the from the earlier episode that, just was an automatic defense system that triggered. They haven't actually taken any of those things out personally by their own actions yet. Anywho, great stuff. I'm enjoying this quite a bit. There's a lot of stuff in here for a cartoon, as you know. It's obviously, and it's serialized, so you know we got a continuation of each thing, and I really like the bumpers, the previously on bumper and the on next episode bumper. Really good and solid stuff. Really, you know, they tease you enough with that outro bumper that really makes you want to watch the next episode, especially when it says, you know, something as different as it looks like it's a survival episode between like Rick and Minmay in the section they crashed into in the SDF-1. I'm going to figure out because I'm going to go watch it right now. My friends, if you stuck with me this long, please go ahead and hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. You'll be alerted anytime we go live on YouTube with any of our science fiction, Saturday morning React-TOONS, Star Trek, anything. You'll be alerted and can join us on the adventure. And if you'd like those adventures early or in a longer format, our Patreon link is in the description. Come over there. We've got a lot of exclusives. All of the episodes of Robotech are over there. You know, just a couple of them will make it over to YouTube, but all of them are over on Patreon, my friends. So until we meet again, my friends, make sure you don't crash into a ship, or better yet, make sure whenever you're in charge of an alien-infused hybrid spacecraft, you do some pre-flight checks. And if you forget to do that, well, just Vulcan roll. And I'll see you next time, friends.